A costly practice that only services a very minor segment of the society at the expense of the majority should be confined to the rubbish dump. Whose security vote help, you or me? With reference to a recent report published by Transparency International titled Camouflage Cash: How Security Vote Fuel Corruption in Nigeria. In Nigeria, the word security vote only means one thing to some people: official corruption and abuse of power. Yet the beneficiaries of security votes, politicians and security officials, argue that they needed to subsidize the operation of Nigeria, overstretched and underfunded federal security. As a result, security votes have become a cancerous tumor in our state budget, unaccounted for. Transparency International, in that same research, estimated that the secretive, unaccounted for cash expenditure add up to over 241 billion naira annually. The analysis of 29 states' budgets, no data exists for 7 though, revealed that these states spend an average of 208.8 billion naira in each total year on security vote. Just type security vote on Google and what Wikipedia will reveal to you will give you sleepless nights in a poor country like Nigeria. Kindly permit me to look at some of the figures states by state. Imo State, 4 billion naira annually. Enugu State, 7.2 billion naira annually. Anambra and Abia, 10 billion and 8 billion respectively annually. No record is available for Ebonyi. While Cross River State is 6 billion naira annually. Rivers State is 18 billion naira annually. Akwa Ibom and Edo are 21 billion and 10 billion respectively annually. Delta State, the state with the big heart, is 24 billion naira annually, and no record available for the oil-rich state of Bayelsa. Lagos State is less than the oil-rich state with 17.14 billion naira annually. Ondo State spends 7.2 billion naira annually. Osun State is 4.8 billion naira, while Ogun State spends between 960 million to 1.2 billion annually. Ekiti State that couldn't pay salaries under PDP Fayose spends 1.2 billion annually as security vote, and I'm not aware if that has reduced under the current Fayemi APC government though. Borno State is 9.6 billion annually. No wonder Boko Haram will never come to an end. The 3 states of Yobe, Taraba, and Bauchi spend 3.8 billion naira, 2.4 billion, and 17 billion naira annually, respectively. Kaduna State spends 4.8 billion naira annually, divided into 2.1 billion as security votes and 2.7 billion security vote preventive and supportive for the office of the SSG. That should be to compensate those whose cow were rustled or killed. Katsina State spends the lowest so far. It spends about 211 million annually, while Zamfara spends 7.2 billion annually. Benue State spends 37 billion, with about 3.09 billion as amount allocated to personnel and overcost annually. All of this. Kwara has no available records. Plateau, Kogi, and Nasarawa State spend 2.6 billion annually, 4.8 billion, and 1.2 billion, respectively. While lastly, Niger State spends 15.7 annually. Surprisingly, the amount spent is not dependent on insecurity in the state. I might be wrong. I beg, help me check them too. With all of these amounts, our police is still heavily and seriously underfunded. My advocacy for today is that to stop this drain pipe, the federal government, through the National Assembly, must pass law outlawing security vote, because this money and monies spent by the governor on insecurity unaccounted for, both at the federal level and at the state level. Such laws should also specify budgeting procedures and criteria for security expenditures. Finally, government should support state government's effort to set up security trust fund, which must be professionally managed, just like you have in Lagos State, as a constructive first step towards phasing out security votes. For it is only transparency in fund management that will enhance accountability that can only help in fighting corruption in Nigeria.